So this is what I've been working on this week. I'm working on getting the trade put together, which is going to take a few new certain pages. These are the actual pages that I used for issue 1 through 4. And when you flip open the cover, this is the sketch cover that was used to paint that. 1 through 4 of issues 1 through 4, and I've redone them for the trade. I really like the style, the lines across them. I don't think I'm going to touch them with any more color, but just a cohesive look to them now. I also used color on all the the puppets, I guess you would say. I really like how they all turned out, just to give a cohesive look to these. Yeah, and I really love the look of all of those. I've also done, so that's for the trade paperback, that's issue 5, and then I'm going to be doing something like that, which shows the coming of Wrath. Since I don't have Photoshop or anything like that, I've got to scan it in like this, and then I'll crop off the edges right here and make it one page, and then it'll be coming next time. This also means I'm working on issue 5 right now. For the most part, 5 is done. I've still got to touch up pages and make them look pretty, but for the most part, issue 5, the actual comic itself, is done. I have to do the sketchbook pages. I do know where I'm going with those, but here, I'll give you a little preview too. This is something that I did just for the trade. Just a little separator page and whatnot. So I'm debating if I want to color it or not, and that brings me to the next point. I've decided that I really want to make this a white and black basically cover. This is going to be the back cover. There's a space for the barcode once I get that, because I'm actually going to have a physical ISBN number and barcode for the back of it. This first trade is going to be $15, and then where you can find me. I didn't list everything. These are probably my most active, and where you can find out more on the info. So these are basically going to be, let me see if I have it around here. So the front covers are going to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the back cover, I have little synapses, and these are going to be in white lettering on those. So that's the back cover, and this is going to be the front cover. Just started inking this last night. Kind of got hung up by the art casters last night, but it was a good one, so I wasn't that sad of missing it. Also changed my logo for the front of this one. That logo is going to be specifically for the trades. I really like how Trust turned out. And then along the side it's going to say, "Don't forget Trust." And it's going to have that logo at the top, "Don't forget Trust," and then at the bottom it's going to say Ox. I was debating on doing No Boss, but I think I'm going to stick with Ox because that's where I tend to lean towards using most of the time. So that's going to do it for this update. I'm sure there will be more. This is just Thursday, so I should be able to get this one inked and most of the trade put together by the end of the weekend, but we'll see. It is now the 21st of February. I am pretty much done with the trade down. I have to piece it all together, so this week is going to be a lot of scanning everything in.
building the trade, putting together the 5th issue so I can submit it to Comixology, making the Kickstarter. So this coming week's going to be a lot of busy work. If you want to check out my Patreon, I'm going to be uploading the inks for issue 5. I will do a spread every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I will put those for everyone if you want to follow along on my Patreon. But if you actually want to become a Patreon, you will get videos earlier, and some that I might not even release on my YouTube channel. I put one up this last weekend. Basically, now that the pencils are done for issue 5, well, that I'm done uploading them, I have released a video of my friend who has basically followed me along this whole journey of the comics so far. She's basically the one that steers me from time to time, gives me some good ideas of where to point a direction for the story, maybe some things that I messed up, spelling errors, you know, just little things basically. But she reviews the comics when I can get them to her, and this is when the video I released the other day to Patreons was when she actually went over the pencils when I got them done for issue 5. So I'm explaining it, the little things that weren't on the pencils to her, and I really like how the video turned out and showed. Now that all the pencils are on Patreon, so you can kind of follow along where she was. Leading into this week was Valentine's Day. I also did a special Valentine's Day card for my patrons as well. I did release one on Facebook, the Hundreds group, and I put that same one up on Twitter and my actual Facebook page. I just dug the day. I was in a real funk for the days prior to that. A couple days this week have been kind of funk-esque, but Sunday really tied things together. Just because I had finished my painting, I had the uploads going, and everything was just tying together nicely, especially just for Valentine's Day. Jan actually did his own Valentine's too, and it was day 55, so if you want to check that out, links down below. There are going to be plenty of links to check out, so bear with me. I threw up one for a little Des Moines shop, comic shop. The guy just wants to sell comics to people, so I'll throw up a link to not only his website, but to an article that was done here in Iowa as well. So Monday I started researching ISBN numbers, because with this trade I want it to be the first one that actually goes out the door with a barcode, an actual barcode, an ISBN number, all that stuff. I'm going to be selling it on Amazon as well, so there are big things for this trade itself. There's plenty awesome things on the way, but I'm really gonna try doing as much as I can with this trade at the present time. I really dig how this cover for the trade turned out too. I know I spoke about it in the video prior to this one, where I was starting to work on it, but I'm really digging the just black and white look of it. I was thinking maybe I was going to touch it up with just the slightest amount of color, basically showing off the zombie fraction parts, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think if people are interested enough into the story that they'll find out what's going on with the cover, but I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I really like how that truss turned out with that blue, but everything else is going to be black and white. So along with that, looking for ISBN numbers. I think I'm gonna have to include it in part of the Kickstarter funds. I believe I was looking at them, and it's gonna be like $150 for an ISBN barcode. Or I could spend $250 and get like 10 of them, I think it was. But for now, I'm just gonna do the one, considering I'll only be putting out one a year. I think 150 is a smarter play. Just because I won't be using barcodes for another year. So then Tuesday showed up. Elf Ford came in the mail. I backed that some time ago. What I really dug it was the artwork of it. It really showed this awesome, intense fight, and set up the story that now I'm very interested in. But I couldn't understand how this first few pages of art for this comic related to the other stuff that was in the Kickstarter for it. They showed off this elf warrior and this elf princess, I think, maybe, but like sorceress and stuff, and it looked very Hobbit-esque. But this first issue had this dude in a helmet, giant ponytail, just rocking the shit out of this gladiatorial combat like scene. But it turns out that he was that guy, just with a helmet and whatnot. But I don't know, the artwork seems so much different than what that first issue was. But I'm interested to see where it goes from here. One thing I did notice, thankfully the art is so dominating and so beautiful and gorgeous and everything, but it looks like he went straight from pencils and just scanned those in as black and white. And I've been noticing some people doing that. I don't know if it's a common practice or whatnot, but it seems that you just don't get crisp black lines if you do it that way. I think ink just holds this whole different value that really sets it off. So the ink looks like it's faded or not as crisp as it could be. And this goes back to what I was talking about last week, or 2 weeks ago maybe, when I was working with those different pages and the one not being very crisp black. I think it would have given me that look that I just dread, and that was that look of pencils and not inks. But so I am looking forward to the more of the series to carry on. I was just kind of disappointed that those blacks weren't as crisp as they could be, which is something you need to remember to check when you're getting stuff printed. I know I see plenty of people having problems with blacks being not crisp and vibrant, which I know I'm talking about black, but black is a hard color to know when it's right, but when it is, it makes all the difference. So just make that note when you're looking for print shops and whatnot. Wednesday, Kurt Russell was announced for and confirmed for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I can't even tell you how excited I am about it. Kurt Russell is one of my favorite actors, just because he brings so much to the screen. And if you've seen Hateful Eight, if he comes into Guardians with those mutton chops, it will make the entire year just absolutely perfect. So James Gunn, I know you probably pay attention to these blogs, so just keep that in mind. So this week was a lot of busy work, getting some pages done and whatnot. Thursday I actually went to Fort Dodge, Iowa for jam night. A bunch of local musicians get together, and I kind of just set up with my backdrop behind me and throw my comics out on the table and hope to sell them. I didn't have any sales, but I did talk to a few people, and they seemed very interested, and it kind of allows me the chance to pitch people without I guess thinking that they're gonna purchase anything, because if you've ever been in a bar scenario, people are much more willing to pay for booze than helping artists that struggle or whatnot. You can see that from going to a little concert of local bands and whatnot. Like, they'll be selling their music, and I know Kevin Cross has brought this up before, but like, you can't afford some art or anything like that, but you can afford 3, 4, or 5 drinks that here in Iowa is probably 10, 15 bucks, but I know in bigger cities it gets to be like 20, 25. So it's just something ridiculous that you start to deal with, and it makes dealing with that more often a lot easier. So I kind of see these moments that if I do sell something at one of these jam nights, it's like I'm on the level I need to be at for pitching people that I can sell anybody anything. So gives me good training and gets me in the mode for cons. Also gives me more experience pitching my books. I know I haven't given 4 enough time to breathe really, that I'm already into 5 and almost getting it published, but I think for these first couple cons I'm just going to be taking 1 through 4. I will be having some sales just to try to get them sold, because I think once the trade comes out, people aren't going to be apt to picking up 1 through 4, which means I'll just have backstock laying around forever. So Jam Night was awesome. Like I said, Jan put up Day 55 and had some awesome video things to show off, so check that out. I'll also put the link to Day 55, I think. There'll be a couple different Jan videos, but definitely check them out. Give him some likes, subscribe to him. He's doing awesome things, and I'm looking forward to his comic book for sure. Also, Thane Benson started a new Kickstarter. I know I've mentioned him in the past. It was one of my favorite things that I picked up last year was his Quick the Clockwork Knight comic book, and he is releasing a hardcover of one of his other stories, and he has such a fun design and look to his art that you should definitely check it out. I'll put the link down below for that as well. I've already pitched in. I'm looking forward to it. It's got like 40 days, I think, so definitely some time to scratch some money together and help other artists. So yeah, Friday, I finished uploading the 5th issue, all the pencils, to Patreon. It was really nice to finally put the last page up, because you get to see where I'm ending the issue. I think it's a very bold page to end on, especially you'll see the inks. The reverse of that page is a lot of info to take in, so giving this room to breathe with this pretty striking image at the top for sure. I just like how that turned out. So also Reno Sad is one of Gaz's friends. I've found him a couple years ago, I think during Inktober or something like that, but he had started working on a armored Berserk Guts postcard. I'm pretty stoked. I will link that once he gets it finished. If you want to check out his Instagram, he has a couple different designs for it. I'm just super stoked about it because it's one of my favorite characters and an awesome artist doing it. So also started working on something new for issue 5. I'm not going to be putting any details about it, but I have had it approved, and there are other parties involved, or it involves other parties, and they've given the okay to go ahead with it. So pretty stoked on making that for issue 5. then yesterday saw Finest Hours. It was a pretty awesome movie. It's Chris Pine's new one, about a Coast Guard attempt back in '52, I believe it was. It looked very dated, but it really helped the aesthetic of the movie, because I think it's very close to the source material, true story like type of movie, and it was just amazing to see something like that take place. Also, Casey Affleck's in it. I loved him in Gone Baby Gone, and he just has another stellar performance in this one. There's actually quite a few bigger names in it. Definitely worth checking out. It's one of my favorite, I wouldn't say one of my favorite movies, but it's definitely higher than some of the movies I've already seen this year. I still have yet to see Deadpool, but hopefully I will be correcting that by the time you see this video. Yeah, Monday. I should be seeing it, so. Also got some new comics ordered. This was kind of what I was talking about for Motivation Tuesday in the Hundreds group. I am looking for new comics to check out, new artists to see their style, the storytelling, you know, kind of just looking for a mixed bag of everything. Got some great suggestions there. I highly suggest you checking out. If you need an invite to the group, let me know. Throw a comment down below. I will pull you into the group, kicking and screaming if I have to. Just a great community to have around, to be around, inspiring other artists and whatnot. But I loved it. A lot of great suggestions on new comics. Talked to a few other people and ordered a few trades. I picked up East of West, the first trade of Low, Wicked and Divine, and Black Science. I'm looking forward to those. Seem to be the standout ones right now. As far as indies go, I don't know if you call that indies, but Image, they seem to be the strongest storytellers, making the most noise right now. So I'm looking forward to getting into those different series. I also threw down a little cash for the artist proof, giant sized number 1 and 2 of Tokyo Ghost. I'm pretty excited just to see the inks. That's what the artist proof means. It's the 11 by 17 size of issues 1 and 2, all black and white. It's the inks for the 2 issues. I'm looking forward to seeing what was inks and what was colored and comparing them. I'm just so fascinated by the art Sean Murphy does that I'm just super psyched about that. I also, there's a signed print he had for the trade paperback, I think, for Tokyo Ghost. I will put some links around for that too. Check out all those links down below. I got these trades from the in-stock trades. I'll throw that link. It's been in the last few videos, but now that I'm actually ordering from them, I will probably keep it around just because it's cheaper trades than you can typically find. At least that I found anyway. And I'm just looking forward to strengthening my storytelling ability by taking cues and notes from other storytellers. I think it's definitely going to bring my game to another level. Seeing what works, or seeing what directions other people go into. I did check out Godzilla Goes to Hell, the first issue I had on Comixology, and I read it the other day, and I noticed one thing, that if you've ever read on Comixology, they do a guided view, and I've noticed it happening in the couple that I have on Comixology, where they try to get panel by panel, like a just a slideshow type thing, but it cuts off a couple key panels, and it kind of makes the reading of it jolted. So I went back through and read it page by page, or just flipped through it page by page, and that was a much better read that time around. There's not much going on other than just pure unadulterated action. I really dug it. I'm looking forward to picking up the next couple ones, but I'm definitely going to get physical copies of that. So that's going to bring this video to the end. I hope your creative processes are going well. If you are doing the 100 Days challenge as well, I highly suggest you throw in some comments down below. I will check out your stuff as well. There's a couple new guys. I'll be mentioning them next week. I think I have my fill of notes and links down below. So, also, Jeff Lafferty's art book got the green light. So, looking forward to that as well. That's gonna do it for this update. Next week I'm going to be working pretty good at building some books. I will have videos on that process, on those processes, coming out for Patreon earlier than I'll put them up here anyway. But with that said, look forward to all the work I put in this coming week. Next week, and update number 8 already? I've been doing this for 2 months? That's wild. Yeah, I hope everything's treating you guys well. Love you guys. Thanks for checking this out. And look forward to the trade in issue 5 coming very soon. At least the Kickstarter soon. Love you guys. Later.